We're going to come out of the live action, then bring in SABC News sports anchor Mawande Mateza, who's actually at one of the fan parks that is stationed here in Johannesburg. Mawande, I'm sure you're having a great fun time out at the fan park. How's the mood among the fans as the game is in full swing and it looks like South Africa is fully in control?
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, Alicia. We are at 86 Public in Randburg to take in the match between the Springboks and Italy. That's currently taking place out at Loftus Versfeld in the nation's capital. We're approaching 30 minutes into the game and the Springboks are up by 14 points to nothing. And events such as this have become a little bit more popular in recent times, owing to a number of factors. Firstly, because of the nature of social events that are associated with the Springboks. And then, of course, there's the matter that comes with costs of not only pay television, as well as ticket prices of going to matches such as the ones that is currently taking place at the minute. Now, to talk with me about the match that is currently taking place, I do have a Springbok fan. His name is Ofense. Ofense, thank you very much for joining us on SA Today. What have you made of the match so far?
I think based on what we've seen in terms of what the quality the Springboks can bring, both teams are really playing it safe, trying to minimize a lot of errors. But so far, I don't feel like every team has fully expressed themselves in terms of what the game of rugby is all about. But I guess it's still very early in the half, but wait and see what the rest of the game has to bring.
I'm going to ask you about the fluency in the game. The Springboks are the world champions. Italy are only ranked 10th in the world. So we were expecting, there was no doubt for any South African fans that the Boks will go on and win this game. But has it surprised you how the Boks have almost stuttered and stumbled along in the first opening bits of the game?
Well, I wouldn't really say they've stuttered and stumbled. I think in terms of being a champion and having the champion mindset, they're very calm and collected. It's just another day at the office for them. They don't really have much to prove, but it's just a matter of improving based on the previous games in which they've had. And I think they, so far, so good.
Is it a surprise at all, considering that Italy have brought in somewhat of a B team, that they've done as well as they have so far?
I think in terms of putting their hands up first and foremost, I think it's great that Italy is representing and obviously sticking to the basics and trying to obviously make sure that the new people or the youngsters that they've brought into the team are able to keep up with a world-class team such as the Boks.
And so far from the Springbok side, who has impressed you? Who are you keeping a close eye on with a view for the rest of the season as well?
I think at the moment the number 9, I think he's making his debut today. I think he looks extremely promising, and that just goes to show the depth of what we have as South Africa in our Springbok team and the great work Rassie and Coach Mzwani Lestic are doing with the Springboks.
Now, another position that is spoken about quite a lot is the fly half position. Handré Pollard is starting today for the first time this year. We've had Sasha van Ngomezulu, who is widely seen as the future in that position. We've also got Marty Levat playing. How have you seen Pollard's role today and how he's conducted things in attack?
I think him being one of the youngest guys but the most senior caps, he's got a big responsibility. And I think in terms of the future of SA Rugby and holding the fly half position, it's a position where he's going to have to groom these up and coming guys, because it's a big role. And I don't think he has much to prove anymore because he's done it all. It's just a matter of being consistent at his game and ensuring that the youngsters come through nicely.
Okay, there's a little bit of excitement going on at the minute, and it looks like Kurtley Arendse has scored the Springboks' third try of the match. We'll confirm that a little bit later. But I want to talk to you as well about Damian Willemse coming back for the first time since the 2023 World Cup. How good is it to see him back in the green and gold jersey?
I think it adds a lot of depth and diversity having someone like Damian Willemse, because he can slot in anywhere, fullback, fly half, inside center. So I think knowing that he's back brings a big confidence boost for a backline team, especially when it comes to the attacking aspect of it, because they're in the Western Cape, they're not shy to run the ball.
Okay, now I want to talk about the Springboks' big test this year will undoubtedly be in New Zealand. Everybody is already thinking about it. It's in the back of everyone's mind. We won't admit it just yet, but there are these 2 tests still to get through against Italy and then against Georgia as well later this month. Did you see any of the New Zealand match a little bit earlier, and what are you thinking as a snap judgment early on?
So I was very fortunate to catch a glimpse of the French and All Blacks game earlier on today. And the French and the All Blacks games are always very personal. It's historic, it dates back many years back. And I think the All Blacks are sort of finding themselves in the way, but when it comes to the Springboks, you just never know what Rassie has up his sleeve. You know, that's the tricky aspect about playing the box.
And it's exactly the thing that I'm talking about up his sleeve that Rassie Erasmus could potentially have a little later in the season. Would you anticipate that, for the rest of these two tests that are coming up later this month, that Rassie will chop and change his side, that we'll see unfamiliar new faces as well?
I think considering the depth and the mass talent we have, and knowing Rassie being the person who likes to build for the future, he'll definitely be giving a lot of people a lot of opportunities. And I think it's their responsibility to make sure they take this opportunity so they could be considered in the future.
And going on into the second half, what are you expecting from the Springboks?
To be quite honest, at the moment they seem to be leading, so I expect nothing less than them obviously winning the game. So everything of the best for them. And lastly, congratulations to Jesse Creel on his first cap as captain of the Springboks. So looking forward to great things ahead coming from him.
Okay, Offensive, thank you very much for joining us on SA Today. All right, Alicia, so that is all we have for the moment. I will be back with more crossings from 86 Public in Randburg for the full view a little later in the show. But for now, it's back to you, Alicia.
Thank you so much to SABC News sports presenter there, Mawande Mateza, at a fan park situated in Randburg. And the score there currently 21 to South Africa and 3 to Italy.